Hello there, I'm Begalius. I'm working through my cold. I'm almost there, I swear. I'm almost through the cold. But I saw something really weird. I saw something that I initially thought was very weird. I saw this story that jumped out on me as an Xbox gamer. And that's that Xbox is coming to Amazon. You're going to be able to stream Xbox with what I think is one of those Fire Sticks, which is bizarre. I haven't seen one of those for sale for a few years. I don't know if you can open it as a portal through Prime. But yeah, essentially you're going to be able to stream. This is going to come in July. You're going to be able to stream Xbox through Amazon Prime, which is weird. It's kind of like the digital gaming equivalent of when they bolt a Starbucks onto a Starbucks. There's a box with a star in it. Imagine what happens when that goes supernova. The equivalent of bolting a Starbucks onto a Walmart. And it's odd. And I thought it was really weird when I initially saw it. But then I thought, I guess this kind of makes sense. I mean, for a lot of people who don't know, the kind of goal currently, from what we can tell, from what we can ascertain, I mean, no one really knows, aside from the people involved. But the goal for Xbox right now is they have two goals. And that's streaming, to push streaming as much as possible, and to put their fingers in as many pies as possible. Or something that's less dirty than that. But they're trying to be in as many places as they possibly can. They're also trying to push streaming as much as they can, because this is a long-term plan. I think a lot of people, when they look at Microsoft, and I'm not saying this is a good thing. I don't like monopolies, and I certainly don't like billion-dollar corporations, or I think even trillion at this point. But I think what a lot of people do is they sort of look at things in the short term, and they go why have they done this, and why have they done that, and why are they doing this? But everything is a long-term goal at the moment for Xbox. And the inevitable push is these two things that are going to be the future. As much as I don't like streaming currently, I've tried it on the Xbox. It doesn't work for me very well. There's a lot of input delay. I like my games to be as smooth as possible. I always play on performance mode because I like a smooth experience. I like 60 FPS and what have you. So streaming doesn't really work for me too well. For me, it's more important than graphical fidelity is that I have a smooth experience. Streaming doesn't really accommodate for that at the moment, but it will in the future. I mean, remember what streaming movies used to look like back in the day? Now we have streaming in 4K, and I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. Streaming is definitely, unfortunately, going to be the future of gaming. Subscription services are going to be the future of gaming. I also saw some news saying that they're potentially going to reveal that they're going to be adding a new streaming service that you can bolt onto your Xbox soon, which is weird. I don't even know what that could be at this point, because we've already got Ubisoft Plus. Maybe we'll end up getting the PlayStation one. That'll be pretty sweet, actually. And being in as many places as possible, which is, I think, a smart long-term goal. I've heard a lot of people say, why wouldn't you want exclusivity in order to sell Xbox, etc. And I just don't think that's the plan at the moment. I don't think their goal is to be the console that everyone needs to purchase in order to play certain games. I think that's Sony's path, and I don't think it's Microsoft's path. And I actually think it's quite cool that we have both approaches happening right now. I think that's good. That's led to a certain level of diversity and some interesting games, so that you have Sony trying to reel you into their console by giving you these big blockbuster experiences, and then you have Microsoft being we're just going to put our hands in everything and make it as accessible as we can for you. I can play my Xbox on my phone if I want to. I can play it remotely anywhere I want to, and now I can play it through Prime, which makes it sound like an ad, but I promise I would never advertise for Amazon or Microsoft. So it's cool that we have both approaches. But yeah, I definitely think that this is part of the long-term goal. If you are in the Microsoft, Xbox, whatever ecosphere, then prepare yourself for a future of being in as many places as possible. Call of Duty will always be on PlayStation. A lot of the sort of multiplayer experiences and universal experiences will be on PlayStation, and PC is going to be a big push going forward too. And that's the way things are going to be. Whether or not PlayStation change their approach, I don't know, to fall in line with something like this. I know that Microsoft are making a lot more money off of this than Sony because they have a lot more money. So it's yet to be seen what Sony are going to do with themselves, but I think subscription services, putting themselves in as many places as possible, and streaming are going to be the goals going forward for Xbox. How do I feel about it? It's pretty cool, but it definitely has its downfalls. I'm an old school gamer, I'm nostalgic, I want to put a disc in my console and just play the game. but I guess that's just me, and that's not really how things go. I can't expect everything to cater to me forever, and this is one of those things where it's just, this is how it's going to be. And I have Game Pass, and if I can just like stream everything instantly without a diminished experience, then honestly that's pretty awesome actually. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. It was always going to happen, and it will always continue to happen. So I'll see everyone later.
The PlayStation's only $149, and you can also get leading titles.